I'm Pastor Keith Raney. I'm the senior pastor at Newport Church of Nazarene, and I am here today with Jenny Fikes, who is our children's pastor and also the director of the after-school program, which she's going to be talking to you about in just a few minutes. Newport Church of Nazarene is an inner-city church. It's located literally in the heart of Newport, right in the middle pretty much. As such, we have your typical inner-city challenges, but you can also look at it this way. They're your inner-city opportunities. We have a lot of great challenges and a lot of great opportunities in front of us. And so we are here to present to you today a little bit about how we could potentially partner with the school here. We've had a great history of partnering with the school in the past. A number of alumni are attending the church right now, including Jenny. And we also have some students that are currently attending there and helping out. So we've got a great history with the school and great working relationship, and we're looking forward to continuing that as we move forward in the future. So I'll start off here today, just a little bit of a quick overview video, and then I'll turn it over to Jenny and she can present her piece as well.
Let's see, we'll get some help. How many are there? 7? Have you?
Yes.
Okay, so I could probably do this. Okay, I'm going to pass this out to you. And before I do, I would like for you to get out a sheet of paper and a pen or pencil, please. You guys have been awake the longest. You should be the most awake. You know, you should be really with us. Do you guys have coffee? Do you drink coffee? She does. Do all of you men drink coffee? Why aren't you? Okay, so there are 2 things you're going to want to write down in just a moment. Okay? Write down this. I'm gonna give them the easy way today. I was a little bit harder on the other 2 classes, but you guys seem to be the favorite class, so it'll be easier on you, okay? Write this down, Matthew 4:19. And Mr. Amit, since I probably have a tendency to talk longer than pastor sometimes, would you tell me when it's like 10:30-ish? Matthew 4:19. Reads like this: I will make you fishers of men. And Jesus said that, by the way. So you can put it in quotes however you need to, but you jot that down. I will make you fishers of men. This is a really good one.
Maybe do a song?
They don't know. His face was like, what? It's the one time you act semi-excited about it. So then I would like for you to also jot this down, okay? Jot down the word Newport. It's Newport. Oh, I guess it's right there. Just kidding. And then right next to it, all one word, teacher. 2016 at gmail.com. And my name is Jenny, and that is my email address. You're going to need that. So in this baggie of stuff, there's a prize bag in here. Somebody's going to win a prize. But before I do that, I want you to clear your desks. I love it. You guys sit for so long. I don't know if your teachers let you do this, but get up. What? You make me so mad. Sometimes when you have a pastor like Pastor Keith, yeah, don't worry. Mr. Amit, could you come up and help, please? We are going to be slim pickings in this group. Oh boy, but we're gonna switch it up. Trust me. Go, yeah, he's ready. Go ahead and uncross your leg. You're gonna have to get up in just a little bit. I'm gonna divide sides today. You get these 3 and I get these 4. Okay, and that's how we're gonna do it. Anytime Mr. Ahmed stands, you'll stand with him, you 3. Anytime I stand, men, you're gonna stand with me. We're gonna sing the song, I will make you fishers of men, fishers of men, fishers of men. I will make you fishers of men if you follow me. You know the rest. If you follow me, if you follow me, I will make you fishers of men if you follow me. And it is not a lame song. Jesus said it. Okay, so you men, lift up your front. You guys, we're going to do all the words that start with M. And you're going to do the ones that start with F. Okay, so it'll be like, I will make you fishers. Okay, so we're going to start off slowly because it's morning time, and then we'll go through it quickly. Okay, so, and you're going to sing with me. So was that too high for you? Good.
They got it.
Is it too, this group seems really ready.
Yeah, they're ready.
Ready? Oh, I got to get down. Okay, ready? I will make you fishers of men. Sing.
Fishers of men, fishers of men. I will make you fishers of men if you follow me.
Stay with me.
If you follow me, if you follow me, I will make you fishers of men if you follow me.
This might be the best group ever. You can sit down. We're gonna do a little.
They are really good.
I'm so proud of you guys. Don't put your desks down. We're gonna get faster. You guys act like you're so old. You're like, no. Okay. Oh, she's like, that's what
I am ready for this.
Yeah, that's right.
He sang it once and he's
Here,
like,
you
I'm
come in the
done.
front.
Oh,
I'll
I'm
sit-
good, I'm
No,
good.
please, please, please.
Oh,
Here,
are you
I'm
ready? Oh my word, I hope I am. Ready? I will make you
Fishers of men, fishers of men, fishers of men. I will make you fishers of men if you follow me. If you follow me, if you follow me, I will make you fishers of men if you follow me.
Oh
Oh,
man, now we're all winded.
you did good, Levi. That's
Okay.
good.
In this baggie, there are some things that we're going to need for today, and there's a prize bag. If you get the prize bag, it will have Matthew 4:19 as well as my email address on it. Whoever gets it, raise your hand, you get an extra prize, okay? So, hi girl. Look at you, okay. All right, oh, look, I'm just throwing these things. Isn't that nice? Oh, Mr. Ahmed, do you want one? Okay. Mr. Ahmed. All right. Who got the prize bag? Prize bag, anybody get it? Has Matthew 4:19 written on it, and it has my email address. If you got it, raise your hand. Oh, good job. What's your name?
Yao.
Yao? Way to go, you get extra candy. Okay. You are allowed to eat these, but you're going to want to focus. So my name is Jenny, and I am the children's director, as Pastor Pete said, Newport Nazarene Incon, Newport Church of the Nazarene, as well as the after-school director in our church. It's for Newport Christian Academy. And so I do a lot of inner-city missionary work. And to give you a little background, I am from Dayton, Ohio, which is where some of you might be familiar with IHC. I live not too far from there, and thought as a teenager, I gave my heart to Jesus when I was a teenager, and I thought, how will I ever be used of God? And God led me to GBS in '99, and then as time went on, I got my education degree, taught here, and He led me over to Newport. And I have been working with those kids for a long time. Mr. Ahmed has worked with them. It has been incredible. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about who we are, what we do, and how you are going to want to get involved, okay? So let me just tell you this first of all. We have more pictures than we do words because pictures say it all, okay? You're going to have a couple of different opportunities, and I want you to really prayerfully consider them, because all of you have the capacity to connect with children. Some of you are thinking, I'm not good with kids. Guys, you don't have to be good with kids to work with kids. You'll learn that. Mr. Amit came a few years ago, and he started working with the kids in junior worship. And at first, the kids didn't really connect with him, wouldn't even really high-five him too much. And now, Mr. Omelet! Mr. Omelet! He is the hero. He's Mr. Cool Guy. And they want to high-five him and hug him, and he's great because they've learned that he is a trustworthy person. That didn't happen on the first day. We have people who can work and connect with kids at their level, people who can cook meals, people who can clean the church, help with homework, play sports, sing, do a Bible story, do an object lesson, do a craft. Drive the bus, a whole host of opportunities, Monday through Thursday in our after-school program and on Sunday mornings in our junior worship. And you play an instrument, great. Come, play the instrument for our kids. Music, they love music. They love doing things. So connect. That's what we want. Who are we? Let's look at that picture, Pastor. Who are we? We're people who love people. If you are a Christian, you are called to serve, and we are big into servant leadership. And as a Christian, we're called to love people. And so that's what we do at Newport, Nazarene. We love the people. And sometimes it's easier said than done. And that includes children. Children are a little bit crazy. But me too. You too. We're a little bit crazy. Mr. Omelet's crazy. So you want to connect with these kids. It's going to take some time. So please don't come on the first day thinking, yeah, I'm going to be a superhero. I'm going to rock. You might. Mr. Lee, you guys know Lee Wynand? He came Monday to our after-school program, and the kids immediately thought he was the coolest guy ever. And I thought, wow, that's pretty incredible. And I know that Lee doesn't come from an inner city background. So do you have to come from the inner city to work in the inner city? No. Pastor talked earlier about how he comes from the country where they had like cows, and I leaned over to Amit and I said, we ate cows in the city. So you don't have to come from a particular area. You don't have to be, raised in the church and be brought up in the church your whole life to come and work with the kids in the church. You just have to have a willing heart. You love Jesus and love people. So who are we? We're just regular old people trying to serve the Lord. That's it. Here's some of the faces of our kids. They're so cute. I love them. I love them so much. Go ahead. Let's look at some pictures. What do? We teach. We don't just teach the Bible, okay? And that might seem a little bit shocking. Teaching the Bible is only one facet of what you'll do at Newport. We have the privilege of teaching these kids that when you get your food, you actually sit at the table and you eat your food at the table. You don't walk around with your food and drop it on the ground. You put your trash in the trash can, not on the ground. You don't fight with your neighbor because they disagree with you. These are all things we get to teach to our young people. And it's amazing the progress that we have seen. God has been working in their lives and in their parents' lives and their grandparents' lives. And it's incredible to see that, okay? So, what do? We teach them the Bible. Let me tell you quickly about Pastor Joe. He's over here. He's our associate pastor, and he's Mr. Cool Dude. I don't know if you can tell, but this is his guitar. And I am so jealous of it. It's kind of annoying. You know those cool people who can strum their guitar and walk around and they're playing and they think they're so cool. I'm just jealous. I just want to secretly break it because I'm jealous. Or clip one of the strings. I wouldn't do that. Do you play the guitar? I wouldn't do that. Oh, man. Okay, but I am telling you this. Pastor Joe, he was not too sure of kids ministry. He didn't know that we should even have a kids ministry. He thought all the kids should be upstairs sitting in the adult service. But he gave it a try. Pastor Joe is one of our most faithful supporters. He comes, in fact, I'll see him today because he'll be at after school volunteering 2 days a week. He'll go work from early morning hours till afternoon and come straight from work to volunteer in the after school. And he loves those kids. He actually got to baptize a few of them recently, and he didn't hold him under. He actually let them come back up, and he got a little choked up about it. And I thought, you know, that's the Lord working in his life. So if you're not sure if you can connect with kids, give it a try, okay? So we feed them. Lots of the kids come and they're hungry. And yesterday a little boy came and he took an extra snack, like he stole one. And so I had him take it back because we don't steal. If you want something and it's extra, you can get it, but you don't steal. So I didn't walk it back. Well, then he looked really sad. He's a second grade boy. And I asked him, Zaylen, why did you take that extra snack? And he looked at me like he was about to cry. He said, Miss Jenny, because I was still hungry. Who got that extra snack? Here, buddy, go eat your snack, it's fine. We don't want our kids to be hungry. So we do practical things. We're the hands and feet of Jesus. We feed them every time they come through our doors. They get a snack in after school and a supper in after school. And on Sunday mornings, they get a breakfast. And so if you can cook, want to learn how to cook, make it happen. Okay, so we teach. Let's go to the next one. Let's look at some more pictures. We have Sunday morning worship. These kids don't come with their faces painted. We do that sometimes. So if you like to paint faces, if you like to be crazy, if you like to look crazy, you're our kind of person. So come and be crazy with us because it's fun. And it's not just goofing off. These kids know their 10 Commandments. Y'all know your 10 Commandments? Y'all know where they're found? Where are they found? Exodus chapter 20, good job. There are 10 of them. Can you name them all in order? Our kids can. Our kids can. What's the 7th one? Anybody know? What's the 5th one? Honor, yeah, Mr. Ahmed knows. Honor your father and mother. 7th one is don't commit adultery, just so you know. So just be mindful of that. But our kids know this. How many of you were going to guess something else? Okay, you don't know. The kids know this stuff. So what we do is we connect with them. We teach them the Bible and we get on their level. And some of you, it's going to take you out of your comfort zone. And some of you, you're going to be like, hallelujah, where has this been all my life? Okay, so we teach them and we reach them. And then we get into the opportunity to connect with their parents. It is such a privilege. Okay, I'm going to go through this very quickly. I'm so proud of myself, right? Okay, if you want to join the after school program, you have my email. If you want to join the Sunday morning worship, you have my email. And you are more than welcome to come Sunday morning to our church and go somewhere else Sunday night because we don't have a Sunday night service, okay? So there are 3 things in your baggie lest you've eaten them. Who has eaten all their candy? I'm ashamed of you! Okay, so that's totally fine. We have extra, and these actually have more candy in them. I'll give y'all an extra bag because you're apparently Mr. Ahmed's favorite class. So in here, there are 3 types of candy, okay? The first one that I want you to look at are the fish. Matthew 4:19, Jesus told us he's going to make us fishers of men, and that is what we get to do with these kids. That's such an awesome privilege. The next one, Sour Patch Kids. Anybody not had a Sour Patch Kid ever in their lives? Praise the Lord. So these Sour Patch Kids, they start off sour. They start off sour.
Then they get sweet.
You keep going on so quickly. So then they get sweet. That's really good. So they get sweet. That's what we're doing with these kids. We take our time. If you show up when you say you're going to be there, that matters to these kids. They're used to people not being there when they say they're going to be there. In fact, you have kids who say, yeah, Mom and Dad, they were going to pick me up. Dad, he was going to pick me up this week and we were going to go on a trip. And in my mind, I already know that dad is a liar. He's never done that one time. And then he doesn't show up. And the kids come back to church or to after school. Hey, it's good to see you. Do I bring up the trip? No. It's just another letdown. If you say you're going to show up on a Tuesday afternoon for after school, and you start showing up, and then one day you just decide, I got all my Christian service in, I don't need to show up. Those kids, what? Where are they? start writing you off in their minds. You show up on a Sunday morning and you're gung-ho for Jesus and you're doing the motions to the songs and all this kind of stuff, and you're like, well, they're not here. Where are they? If you don't have a good reason for not being there, like your goldfish died or your toe was broken, you're not going to be good. These kids will become sweeter the more they trust you and the more they know you. How do you bait fish? What's the most commonly used bait?
Worms.
Good job! Worms! The two people who got extra candy, they answered. Okay, don't whisper, you didn't get it. Okay, so you use worms to bait fish. You use worms to bait things. How do we bait the children? With big programs? No, we're not into big programs.
Love.
Oh, you. I know you said it first, but
Oh,
you already
no,
got
it's
it.
fine.
You bait. No. Take your candy. You've earned it. You bait them with love. Kids want to know that you love them. And you can't say it to them and that be enough. Although every day they get off the bus, bye guys, I love you, we'll see you tomorrow. Every day they're going to hear that from at least one of us. But I guarantee you our volunteers are saying it too. Because if they don't hear I love you at home, they're going to hear I love you at church. They're going to know that church is a place of love and kindness and patience. You have love and kindness and patience to give to everybody. And if you don't, come. You're going to get some because the Lord's going to give it to you. Okay? Third piece of candy. This tube or container of Smarties. All of you are in college. Give yourselves a hand. Clap for yourselves. Yay! Good job. You made it. You get a piece of candy for it. And you have to pay $10,000 to get this candy. If you don't know this by now, you will quickly learn. You have something valuable to share with these kids. Your knowledge. You know how to speak, talk, add, subtract, multiply, divide. You know all of those things. These kids need to know that. You know the Word of God. You're learning. You are in the greatest Bible college of all time. And I believe that. I came here. Greatest Bible college, hands down. And you're going to learn some excellent theology. Your head knowledge, as Mr. Amick put it. Now will become heart knowledge because you're going to share it with somebody. If you are smart, which all of you are, you're going to share what you've learned with our kids, with our families, with our community. I didn't share this with any other group. I'm going to share this with you. Our mission in after school is this. It goes like this, and all the kids who come to after school know it. I even tested them yesterday. Pastor, you know this already. I am a world changer. I will make a difference every day in my home, in my community, and in the world. Are you a world changer? If you're smart, you'll be a world changer.
A lot of great things are happening with the children in the ministry that's associated with the children at Newport Church of Nazarene and through the after-school program. It's having an impact not only on the children themselves, but it's beginning to have an impact on their families, their caregivers, whoever that might be. And ultimately what's going to happen is it's going to have an impact on the community. If you're going to make an impact as a church in a community, you have to do it by winning the hearts of the people. There's a lot of great programs and events that get scheduled from a variety of individuals. But if you're really going to make an impact, it's going to be in the hearts and the minds of the people. And we all know, that's why you're here at this school. We all know that the thing that makes the real impact is the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
And that's what's being shared. But it's not just being shared, as Jenny mentioned, in an intellectual way. It is being shared in an intellectual way. But it's also being shared in a practical way, practical application. Here's how this is put to practice. And we sometimes, many of us may take that for granted, but these children can't take that for granted because they're not getting it anywhere else. And that's why we're trying to reach them. I can give a testimonial today and tell you that I don't work with the children a lot individually because I'm doing other things in the church. But I can tell you I've worked with them enough and been around them and exposed to them enough to see an incredible, amazing change in the last year or two in their behavior, in their attitudes, their knowledge, and their worldview. It's an incredible change, and that is completely due to the commitment of our staff, of our volunteers, and most importantly, of the power of God working in their lives through these people. People matter at Newport Church of the Nazarene. Children matter, obviously, as you can see. And it's a big impact, a big push of what we do. But all people matter. And as I mentioned earlier, we're a part of the inner city ministry. It's who we are. We have been planted there. We believe it's our goal and our vision to reach out to those who are in need, regardless of their age, regardless of their situation, no matter who they are. We get approached by a variety of people, a variety of times, with all sorts of needs. The man in this picture, Ahmed and I actually ran into him some time ago. It's been a while now. Ahmed actually took this picture when we ran into him. You might notice in the background you see some trees and you see the ground and so forth. Well, welcome to his home. That was his home at the time. He was a homeless man living in what would be considered a homeless camp. And we became aware of that homeless camp. He was there. There's maybe 5 or 6 other individuals there at this point in time. They live a very migrant life. They come and go quite a bit. And we actually went there and we began to talk to some of the people, minister to some of the people. We actually even held a Bible study and some worship with them right there at the homeless camp a couple of different times. And they'll ask for a variety of things. And it's interesting what this man asked for when we were talking to him. And he said, you know what I'd really like to have is a tent. Now, how many of us in this room will go to our tent after we're done here today so we can stay out of the rain? How many of us that will be our means of shelter? That's what he asked for. We were able to give him a tent. But we get asked all sorts of questions. We get asked everything. And I'm sure if you haven't been approached by people that are homeless or whatever their situation, you will be. People will come to you and say, hey, can you give me a few dollars? I haven't eaten all day. Or maybe you get the story that goes kind of like this. I've got an uncle that lives in Columbus and he's dying of cancer and I really need to get up there to him. If I could just have maybe $5 for bus fare, and that's all I need if I could get up there. Or my car ran out of gas and my family's around the corner sitting in it and we just need to get back to where we were going. And if I could just have a little bit of money for gas. If you haven't heard that story, you probably will, or one similar to it. It's not a true story. We're all realistic enough to understand that the truth is they're asking for money for a variety of reasons. Sometimes it's for alcohol, sometimes it's for drugs. Those are the challenges that are placed in front of us in the inner city. So when you're asked those kind of questions, when somebody asks you for money, when they ask you for those things, what do you do? I mean, when they ask you, what do you say? How do you help? You know, I've been pastoring for almost 35 years now. And I've been asked questions like this, I don't know how many times. And I gotta tell you, I still quite often don't know the answer. It's difficult because you want to help, but you don't want to enable. You want to help them, but you don't want to enable them in any potential bad habits. You don't know who to trust and who not to trust. But Jesus said, give a cup of cold water in my name. So it's a dilemma. How do we help? To add to that, the church, all churches have limited resources, and we have to be wise with those resources. Jesus told us to be as gentle as doves, but he also told us to be as wise as serpents, to use wisdom as we use our resources. We can do certain things. I won't let anybody go hungry. I won't let anybody go without food. I won't let anyone freeze to death. If it's in my power, I'm going to make sure that they have food to make it through the day. I'm going to make sure they have a coat to wear, clothing to wear, a hat on their head maybe even some blankets, maybe a sleeping bag, sometimes even a tent. I have limited resources in what I can do. I'm only one person, we're only one church, we can only do certain things. But the reality is there's a lot of resources in this world that are available. There's a lot of things that are available. You know, I was pastoring at that church for a couple years before I realized there was a woman's homeless shelter just across the bridge in Covington. I just found out about a month ago about something called TLC, which is an organization that if you go there and show up in the morning, they'll give you a complete breakfast, and then some companies will come by and pick you up for the day, and you can work for a day, a week, or 2 weeks and get a little extra money. And that's been there for a long time, and I just learned about it about a month ago. there are places, there are shelters, there are groups that will help people with different things, and those are resources, and they're available to us. The church doesn't have all those resources. So what we have done is we are starting a project, and this project is called Helping the Least of These. And the project is basically going to be a research and development project. Now, I'll give you a little of my background. I'm a little bit of a nerd. I worked in research and development at Procter & Gamble for 10 years, so I know how to run R&D projects. I know how to do things like that. And one of the things that we want to do is we want to put together a base of information that we can use to train ourselves and to train our congregation to be able to answer those questions. When somebody asks, oh, I've got an answer for you. You need a place to stay, you need a shelter, you need help, you need food, whatever, we can help because we know the answers. We can't necessarily provide you with the resources, but we can help you get to or find out about and connect you with the resources. How do I get a Social Security card? How do I do that? We can help you, okay? So what we're wanting to do is put together a base of information. And how will that happen? Well, we're going to interview people in the community. We're going to find out what agencies are available. We're going to contact them, find out what their requirements are, what their criteria, what their limitations are. We're going to interview people in leadership in the church. We're also going to talk to people like this man. Because the reality is we not only have to identify the resources, we also have to identify what are the real needs. Amit and I had a young man come to us a few months ago and say, hey, will you buy me an iPhone? Really? He was serious too. He wasn't joking around. He thought that was a definitive need, that he had an iPhone. A smartphone is not a real need. Food is a real need. Shelter is a real need. Clothing is a real need. And the gospel of Jesus Christ is a real need. So what we want to do is we want to define what real needs are. And then we want to find resources that can meet those real needs. And we want to be able to put that base of information together, a database if you might say, and be able to train ourselves and our congregation on how to address and answer questions when you get asked. So I'm really looking for a nerd like me, somebody that can run this project, work directly with me. You'll talk to people like this. You'll talk to people in the community. You know, you'll do research and you'll find out. And not only will you gather the information, but you'll begin to put it together in a plan that says, here's how we can address these needs. These are what we think we can meet. These are what needs to be met. And here's resources on how to do it. And now, how do we train people on being able to give answers? Truthfully, we're wanting to empower Christians to be able to help people like this, really help people like this. Now, the final thing I'll say on this is, I don't know where this man is today. In many cases, that's what happens. People come to you for help, and you can help them for a certain length of time, and then they may be gone. We are not responsible for the results. God is responsible for the results. But we absolutely, certainly, most assuredly are responsible to be the ones that are the hands and the feet that God uses to plant that seed, to water that seed, to cultivate that seed. He will bring the harvest.
Amen.
I do not know what every individual's end result is, but that's not up to me, that's up to God. But I better be willing to be used in whatever way He chooses to use me. That's what it's about, is reaching out to people and then trusting God to do the rest. I don't know how God brings the harvest, but I guarantee He does.
Amen.
And we trust Him for that.